I have 3 different ways that you can get fast XP in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. You may know 1 or 2 ways, but I'm very confident that you don't know number 3. And number 3 is maybe the best because it is a way that you can AFK train your Pokemon. You don't even have to be at your Switch and you can farm levels. So make sure you hang around to the end of the video to get that 3rd way as well. Let's get into it. Now, for all of these ways, you want to make sure you have a lucky egg attached to the Pokemon that you want the most XP to go to. A lucky egg gives an extra 50% to the Pokemon that's holding it. And you get this after you defeat 5 gyms. Then you find Jack either at the 6th gym or by going to the biology lab, and he's going to give you that lucky egg. Now, method number 1 is Chansey farming, a very popular method for getting experience points in this game and a lot of other Pokemon games as well. What we want to do is we want to head to the North Province up here, about here where my marker is. So I'm going to fly over to North Province Area 3 here, and I'm going to run over because that's where there's a lot of Chanseys that spawn. Now, what you want to do next is you want to make a ham sandwich, which uses ham, pickles, mustard, and mayonnaise because that increases the amount of Pokemon of the normal type that spawn, and Chansey's the only normal type Pokemon that spawns here, so it's going to spawn a lot more Chanseys. Now, as you're making this, make sure all the... Now, as you're making this, make sure all the ingredients go on the sandwich because if any of them miss, then the encounter bonus will not occur. Okay, this time I got my sandwich. Now we've made our sandwich, so let's have a look at the path because we can already see there's a Chansey. Let's go a little bit faster. And there's going to be heaps of Chanseys that are going to spawn along this path here. So there's a Chansey there, our 2nd one. 3rd one, there's heaps along this path. 4th one, they just keep spawning around here because of the sandwich boost, and there's another one over there. So you can have 2 ways to kill this. You can either encounter them and then you can kill them to get the maximum amount of experience points, or of course you can use the let's go method. And if you're using the let's go method, that is much faster and a lot easier, but you're going to get a lot less XP from that at the time. So I'm going to suggest that you encounter them properly. And as a bit of a tip, make sure you're using a physical attacker, not a special attacker, because these are obviously very tanky. That's why they give you so much XP. So you can see here, level 46, I'm killing it straight away, even though my Gallade is less levels than that. It's only level 40. I just got 6.5k. Some notes for Chansey hunting. Sometimes you can find Blissies here as well, which give even more XP than the Chanseys. So make sure that you encounter those instead of quick battling. Also note that the lucky egg doesn't increase experience from the let's go function, it only benefits while encountering. If you are in the post game, you can find even stronger Chanseys in Area 0, so make sure that you go there if you prefer to get something a little bit stronger and get some more experience, but just of course make sure you make that ham sandwich first. These Chanseys here also give Happiny Dust, which is a great item to sell, as it gives you a fair bit of money, so you can make some nice cash while training too. I grew nearly 30 levels here, but it could also definitely be optimized even more. I only had 15 PP worth of fighting moves in my Gallade, so I regularly had to go back to the Pokemon Center and heal up. I also ran into a lot of Florets and other random Pokemon, so you could quite easily get even more XP. Okay, my sandwich is finished now, so I went from level 39 on my Gallade to level 68. So I think now we're ready to take on some raids. By the time you level 50 to 60, you can easily take down 4-star raids on your own, and when you're a bit stronger, you can move on to 5-star raids, but you may need a little bit of help with those. Experience candies from Tera Raids are the best way to get XP in the late game. You can do Tera Raids with random people on the internet, and generally they can help you out. As you can see, we're quite easily able to solo that normal type Dragonair there. Obviously I was super effective against it, but you can see the candies that we got were quite good. We've got 2 mediums and a large, and then another medium, another medium. So that's 3, 4, 5 mediums and a large, and it only really took me a minute or 2 to be able to defeat that. Tera Raid bars is a fantastic way to get some XP candies, particularly if you just want to train 1 Pokemon at a time. You can give all those candies to the 1 Pokemon. Alright, I've managed to find a 5-star Rock Terra type Eevee, so I'm actually going to try to join with randoms and see if people like this Chris, this guy, can help us take it out. And I'm going to use my Gallade that we've been training with just to show we're using the same Pokemon throughout the whole time. So let's see if we can do it. Now, while this raid is happening, let's have a look at the candies that you can get and how much experience you can get. Ranging from 100 experience from an extra small candy all the way to 30,000 experience from an XL candy. And obviously the XLs can only come in 5 and 6-star raids. But this is one of the best ways to get experience when you're in the late game, doing those 5 and 6 star raids and getting those massive candies. At the end, we were able to quite easily beat it. So let's have a look at the haul of candy that we've got. We've got a large candy and an extra large candy, and then another large candy as well. So actually not the best haul from a 5 star, but still some good candies, especially that XL candy there as well. Now for this third method, what we want to do is we want to start by having a chocolate banana crepe, which you can buy from the Mesa Goza East, because what that does is it increases the encounters for water type Pokemon. Like what we did with the Chansey for normal type Pokemon, and you can do it with sandwiches, but it's just easier to do it from a crepe because it's nice and cheap and it's very, very easy. So just near the Poke Center there, you can see we've got our crepe shop here. Here's what we want, our chocolate banana crepe, encounter power water, that's what we want. Once we've got our crepe, we want to go over to near North Province Area 1. We want to go to this lake little bit here as our destination. So I'm going to fly over to North Province Area 2, and then I'm going to make my way down. Now, this is the AFK method I was telling you about, and over here, there is a lot of Golducks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump down here. I'm going to throw my Pawmo out because it's super effective against Golducks. Now, it looks like he can go pretty much on his own, and he just keeps encountering Pokemon. And I can just sit back, I can relax, I can go and make some food, I can go to the bathroom, I can go watch my favorite Twitch streamer, twitch.tv/MetalFear4, where you should go and check out and come and join the fun. But I can just sit back and let him go, and he does it independently. This is completely AFK. Now, why I can let it go, I do recommend that every now and then you do check in, because sometimes he just gets a little bit stuck, doesn't quite do what he's supposed to do. So just check in every now and then to make sure that he's farming. But as you can see, I haven't touched the controller since I've started filming this part, and he just goes continually on his own. Even found an item. That won't normally be there. But I still haven't even touched the controller, and it just keeps going. So completely AFK. This is a great way to farm a bunch of Golducks. A couple of Dratinis in there as well. As you can see, my Pawmo still has maximum HP. I don't even need to worry about that. He's doing such a good job. But make sure you check in on him every now and then. There you go. How easy is that? I'm getting XPs, I'm getting levels without even doing anything. I don't need to be here right now. Who knows? You might come back and there might be a shiny down there waiting for you. While this part was filming, I continued to just do something else on my computer, and my Pawmo kept farming. Later on, when I was off the camera, but my method was still going, I didn't want to waste the sandwich, I went to the bathroom, and then later on when I got some food, and I was probably away from my computer for about 10 minutes without touching the Switch, and I came back and it was still hunting. He kept going, he kept getting experience, and I didn't have to do anything. This method is amazing. Now, obviously, the method you're going to do to fast XP farm is going to be dependent on where you are in the game. If you're very early at the start of the game, you can farm Hopinis at the very start, and that's going to give you a bit of XP as well. Not as much as a Chansey, obviously, but still some very good XP. The Chanseys you can do as you go into that mid-game there, even if you're a bit under-leveled, if you have a good physical attacker, like I had with my Gallade, you'll be able to take those down quite quickly. And then, obviously, the later you go into the game, those 5 and 6 star raids are going to give you some massive candy. Although you can do early raids, maybe some 2s and 3s and that sort of thing, very early into the game to get some XP to boost up those Pokemon that you might need to then lead into the Chanseys. Now, for the Golduck method, the AFK method, those Golducks are around level 50, so they can be a little bit tough. But again, once you're in that mid game, if you have a super effective attacker like my Pawmo, which was electric, that's going to work really well for you. I hope you found this video helpful, guys. If you did, make sure to subscribe by clicking down here or checking out some of my other Scarlet and Violet guides as well. Cheers.